Okay, welcome back. I apologize for the long layoff, but that's kind of the nature with a hobby channel. You take time off whenever you feel like it. You're not obligated ever to record. Um, we will get back into finishing the black box games. I wanted to do something a little different this time. We're going to go to my games, and as you can see, I have the Simpsons arcade and the X-Men arcade on my Xbox 360. So some good news and some bad news. I've been wanting to do these games forever. The Simpsons, X-Men, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade games by Konami. Three of the greatest arcade games ever made. Absolute home runs. Uh, Three of the greatest beat 'em ups ever made, and just flawless execution of a license when they really didn't have that much to work with. Um, Take The Simpsons, for example. It had only been out for, I think they were only on like season two when the arcade came out, so they didn't have much material to work with. They came up with a game that just, to this day, we're still talking about. The Simpsons arcade still widely regarded as one of the best, as the best Simpsons video game ever made, and they've made quite a few. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. We're going to have a discussion about The Simpsons in depth after I play. But I just have to warn you, it's only going to let me play the first level. It's the stupidest thing. These were the releases on the Xbox 360 arcade back in, I think, 2014, 2013, 2014. I jumped on Xbox 360 arcade and bought them, saved them onto my hard drive, and the Xbox console I played them on eventually bit the dust. So I still have them saved onto my memory unit, but when I play it, that memory unit on this Xbox 360 console, which wasn't the original one it was downloaded on, it won't give me access to the full game. It's so weird. I did fix the other Xbox 360 console, so if I do want to play them, I can hook the memory unit up to that. Unfortunately, it's an older Xbox 360 console and does not have an doesn't have a HDMI port. So it's the weirdest thing. Like, here, I'll go ahead and show you. We're gonna go to the menu, and when you go to the menu, unlock full game, because for whatever reason it thinks I only have the demo. But I did download the full game, because if we go to my achievements, let's see, probably one of the last ones. There we go, Simpsons. I have almost all the achievements. I only missed out on one of them. But obviously I had the game and played through it quite a few times, because look at all the achievements. And it's on this memory, but for whatever reason, I have no way of explaining it except there's some sort of imprint on the original console that it won't let me unlock. It's the same thing with the X-Men arcade game. Again, I have almost all the achievements. But whatever. So it's only going to let me play the first level. It's my hope that one day, I'm really good at these games, by the way, which is one reason I wanted to play them. Not only am I good at them, but I really like them, and I have a lot to say about them. But it's just not going to let me do the whole thing. So we'll play through the first level, and someday we'll be able to play through the whole thing. So we're going to play through the first level, and then after we're done, we're going to have a little bit more of an in-depth discussion about the Simpsons arcade. So let's go ahead and jump right in. And I actually prefer the American ROM, but it won't or the Japanese ROM, but it won't let me play it on this unless I'm playing the unlocked version. And we will pick Bart, because Bart was originally the star when this game came out. Many people have forgotten, but back when The Simpsons started way back in the early, 1990, I think. Originally, the first 3 or 4 seasons, the show was centered around Bart.
Bart!
There is Akbar or Jeff, one of Matt Groening's original Life in Hell comic characters. And this game is just mindless fun. Control is good. That kid that just burst out of the arcade was a character from one of the first couple seasons. Taught Homer how to play a boxing video game. Basically everything here is from the first couple of seasons. That Principal Skinner, even that bus sign is from the original Simpsons intro from season 1. This one right here. One thing I love about this game, you know, the animation looks fantastic, but the music, it does sound...
Who the hell are you?
They really did a great job imitating Danny Elfman's musical style. Like, whomever they hired to do the music got it absolutely perfect. And unfortunately, that's all it's going to let me play. But man, the music sounds fantastic in all the levels. The crust. It's too bad I can't play the whole game. The Krusty Land level, which is the next one, has my favorite tune in the whole game. Dreamland is awesome. You know, just love this game. It's so much fun. And it's funny because the Simpsons have been on forever. And when I was a kid, and you know, there was only maybe like I think it was season 2, and this game came out and played it and loved it in the arcades. Um, I wondered if they would ever do a Simpsons episode based on this game. You know, like it's kind of a simple plot. Maggie gets kidnapped by the evil Mr. Burns, and the Simpsons go on an adventure to rescue her. You know, it's something that's been obviously, you know, just like Ninja Turtles. You know, you have to rescue April and Splinter. X-Men, you have to rescue Kitty Pryde and Professor X. The Simpsons, you have to rescue Maggie. And I figured we would eventually get an episode that did that. You know, and when you think about how many episodes of The Simpsons there are, they still haven't done it. Or take The Simpsons movie, Jeepers. I remember The Simpsons movie came out all the way back in 2005. The show had been on for like 14, 15 years by that point. And I had thought, you know, man, wouldn't it be cool if they did, if the movie plot, you know, sort of was loosely associated with the Simpsons game? But no, they don't. They totally didn't do it. Instead, they did that awful plot about the Simpsons being trapped in the Springfield being trapped in a dome, and it was such a throwaway, terrible movie. You know, they really just left a brilliant idea on the, you know, just didn't do it. You know, they still haven't done it. It's a simple idea, but it would work, and it would really, you know, call back to fans that are old enough to remember, you know, this great game. And of course, who could forget, you know, being a kid and um, you thought maybe we would get this game on the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis, and it didn't happen. You know, I guess as kids we thought it was because, well, for one, the game is kind of short. It probably would have needed some padding, but uh, it had to do with licensing. You know, Konami, I guess, Acclaim had the license for the Simpsons video games on Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. So instead, we got, you know, Krusty's Super Fun House, Bart versus the Space Mutants and Bart's Nightmare and all those games, and no one really liked them. But we totally missed out on this one. And just those three games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Simpsons, and X-Men, absolutely represent a flawlessly done, flawlessly executed IP. We'll even look at the intro. Yeah, in the demo mode, I think they do the double team attack.
Okie dokie.
Yep, there it is. So yeah, the team at Konami absolutely did a phenomenal job with The Simpsons, X-Men, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I will say, though, I do hope to be able to play it on this channel sometime, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, absolutely one of the best arcade games of all time. When that game came out, it looked great, it sounded great. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was at a fever pitch, and it was basically the closest thing you could be to being a Ninja Turtle. You know, we did eventually get Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo, which was great, but man, you know, personally I thought Turtles in Time, like Turtles Mania, had kind of faded a little bit. You know, the original Turtles arcade game, that one came at the right time, just hit the sweet spot right there in late 1989. But whatever. Anyway, Simpsons arcade game, absolutely love this game. Wish I could play more of it. Someday on this channel, I promise you, we will get to play the full version. We'll find a way. In the meantime, this will just have to serve as sort of an appetizer. So anyway, thanks for checking out, and this is going to be a 2-for-1. We're going to be doing the X-Men arcade game in just a moment, so stay tuned.